Hey there, it's Mia Quinn. We're going to talk about journaling today. I have been bullet journaling for about 4 years now. So these are the two current journals. These are the ones that I have completed. I started in 2021, my bullet journaling experience, and since then I've learned a lot. And I feel like I see it every single year, people wanting to get into bullet journaling, and there's some common mistakes that I feel like I always see that maybe some people can do, but a lot of people, it's just too much for them. The mistake that I made when I first started bullet journaling was I just put so much in my bullet journal, and you can see it in my first bullet journal. This is my first bullet journal. Don't mind the fact that the corner is moldy. It's because I put it in my bookshelf. I thought that whole thing that like your books will mold was a myth. It's not. My book molded on the corner. Anyways, my bullet journal in late 2021. You can see January. My spread is there's a goals page, a calendar, there's a mood page, habit page, today's best moments, sleep tracker, water tracker, books page, morning page, nighttime page. There was so much, and I tried to do this for like 6 months. My spreads were like 12 pages long, and that made me really like inconsistent because I like to journal once in the morning and once at night. Having a 10-page spread for every month, so much to try and do every single day when you're first starting out bullet journaling. So after that, I did that for like 4 months, like trying to stay consistent with that, and I would always miss days and have to go back. And then when you miss a day, like, yeah, you'll probably remember what mood you were in a day ago, but you probably won't remember how many glasses of water you drank. So that's why it's really important to log things when they happen. So that's why you shouldn't make your spreads like pages and pages and pages long. Now my spreads are like 3 pages long. I'm not gonna lie. If we look at my most recent one, calendar page, goals, books, workouts, habits on 1 page. Habits is in like, these are the habits I want to implement. I didn't do the squares in that one. Then we have habit page, all in black and white. And that's it. That might seem like it's because I don't care as much. It's just because that is what I can maintain. Unless you're like to the point where you just love it so much, you want to do 10 pages a day, go ahead, do it that way. But I'm gonna say you may or may not burn out doing that. Be aware of how many pages you do, because that's the most common thing that I see people mess up. It's like, oh, I tried bullet journaling for like 2 months and it was just too much. That's because you were doing too much. In my experience, I have always tried to just like keep my bullet journaling to 1 journal at a time. So I put a lot of pressure on myself to make every page beautiful. I couldn't just let myself write. If I was feeling something and wanted to journal it, I just wouldn't, because I was like, it's not gonna be pretty though, and I need it to be pretty in order for me to journal it. Like, that's so dumb, because like your journal is for you, and maybe you only like looking at pretty pages, but if you want to be able to journal and make 1 journal totally pretty, this is my bullet journal. This is my junk journal. This is my pretty journal. It's my monthly spread journal. It's my journal that only has my little pretty pages, little habit trackers. It's got all the best little moments. This journal, this is my I just need to write something journal. My messy journal. I have all kinds of things. And I will say, some of the pages are pretty and some of them are not. I am a hoarder. I shouldn't say that. It's a very negative connotation. I like to save pieces of my life that don't matter. I glue them to a page. Receipts and packaging stuff, like I will glue them to a page because I want to remember like those moments. I have a whole page of like, I got a Gymshark package that I really liked. I went to Sonic with my friends and I wanted to write about it, so I wrote on the receipt and glued it to a page. And I love looking back on like memories in my bullet journals, and I think that that's a mistake that I really made when I first started bullet journaling, because none of these have memories in them. They just have habit trackers and they have pretty little things in them, but none of them are like real like my junk journal is. Toured my dream college and I taped a bunch of crap to a page, and it can be pretty, it can be really pretty, but then there's also pages like these where I was just writing stuff down. These are my dream colleges. I wrote them all in 1 page, and other things that I taped in that didn't really matter that much. I also have little wish lists in here, shows that I love. It's so easy to do that. And yeah, you could put like TV shows that you love in like your bullet journal. I just wanted to put in my junk journal because I want to just put the organized parts of my life in this one and the messy in this one. This is my favorite way that I've done this so far, and that's why I decided to make this video now instead of before, because I really love the method that I'm using this year of the messy and the neat and the organized. And it's something that I would highly recommend to other people because I don't see a lot of people that do a bullet journal and junk journal. They just try and make every single page of their bullet journal beautiful. Go for it, but I don't recommend it. How to start. A little information so far and thought, wow, I am overwhelmed. Don't be. How I would start, if I could start over bullet journaling, I would tell myself, don't overwhelm yourself, use 2 journals. If you are too nervous to start with 2 journals, that's totally fine. You can just start with, honestly, if I had to recommend something, I would say start with a junk journal. Start with a junk journal, and then slowly as you get used to junk journaling, just like writing down every thought you have, making some pages pretty, some pages not, like that can be your first journal. Then maybe upgrade yourself to a bullet journal, and then you can start doing these monthly spreads. Now, you might be confused by monthly spreads. So a monthly spread is going to be, you're going to do a new one every month, right? So you'll probably have a title page, and that's like your opening page. You can just write March, like nice and simple, and that can be your bullet journal start. You don't have to make it super artsy fartsy. It's fine. You can do a goals page, you can do a habit page, and that's when you're going to do, here's my little tour of my habit page. So there's all of these little squares, and you're gonna either write down the days of the month. You can just look at a calendar or something like that. You can either write down the days, or another thing that I like to do, you can just do boxes. And if you don't know how to do this, the reason I'm talking about bullet journaling specifically is it's because it's so much easier to do this on a bullet journal, because bullet journals, if you don't already know, have these little dots, and those little dots are super easy to make lines, whatever. And that's what's really great. I think that bullet journaling is like really great for people who maybe you don't really have a lot of artistic talent. Use the boxes, it helps so much. Pages which are a little less like common, and that's your water tracking pages, sleep tracking pages, things like that. I personally don't do that in my bullet journal anymore, but you can. You can also do what's called daily spreads. Say you don't have like a planner. I did this in, where is it? This one. It is so pretty. Wow, that's a good one. Anyways, my August one. So you see we have our little things here. Habit tracker. This is also another way you can do a habit tracker, is like the long lines. Honestly, just look it up on Pinterest. Pinterest will be your best friend when journaling. And we have my little daily spreads. I would just cut the page into thirds, and I would do all my goals for the day. This is really great if you don't use an organizing app like Notion or Google Calendar, or maybe you want to do to-do lists every day but you don't yet. Your bullet journal can do that for you. Extra tips: not journaling too much. Don't do it so much. You're fine. It's not like, it's easy to when you first start doing something to just want to do all of it at once. But yes, please start with a junk journal. It's so much easier than doing a bullet journal. And then if you want to get into doing monthly spreads, do your monthly spreads in your junk journal. Don't put too much pressure on yourself to do so much at one time. Just try and do it every day. Every day or every other day, something like that. Every day or every other day will implement it as a habit, and then you can see the benefits from journaling. My current benefits from journaling is I am so much more of an organized person, so much better at time management. Like, bullet journaling has helped me just like know what I need to do. I don't know if you guys have ever had one of those days where you wake up and you just like waste time because you don't know what you want to do yet. Bullet journaling has really helped me to organize, like, okay, I know what I'm going to need to do every day because I have this habit page to guide me with this. I will check in with my bullet journal. What have I done today? What could I do better? That sort of thing. And it helps with your emotions so much. I can't even explain like how much better I feel. Like, I used to not journal. So like freshman year of high school is when I first started journaling. And I was kind of going through a rough time when I started this bullet journal. I had just been injured really bad, and I found I wouldn't be able to do sports anymore, which turned out not being true. I was fine, but I thought I was not going to be able to do sports anymore. Journaling just helped me so much because I was able to express myself in a new way that wasn't just being upset. Like, I was able to write about it. I was able to express myself through a new outlet that wasn't so difficult for me, because for me, a lot of people really struggle with emotions. They don't want to show them, they don't want to feel them, they just want to think through them, whatever. But thinking through them takes so much more time than just writing them out. Because a lot of people think, oh, if I overthink my feelings, then I won't have to feel them. not a bad idea. I've done it. Well, it is a bad idea. I mean, like, I've had positive like things from that, but you shouldn't do it. Instead of overthinking it for 2+ hours, I write it down for 10 minutes and I feel better. When you don't have somebody to vent to, it's so hard to be able to like get out what you're feeling, and you just end up overthinking it. But if you can write it down, it suddenly feels so much smaller. Okay, I had a bad day. I'm gonna write down everything that was bad about today. And then I look at my piece of paper and it's like 4 things. And I'm like, it's really not that bad. And then I write down all the good things that have happened today. And that makes my day like instantly better. And that's why I think journaling can just be so amazing. Like, I don't have statistics, I don't have studies, I just have my own personal experience. And my own personal experience is that like writing out your emotions is so much better than making yourself feel them for longer than you need to. Getting out of that little deep area we were just in that I don't want to be in anymore. All right, supplies. So I personally get all of my journals at Michael's. As you can see, they have a wide array of colors. They actually have more colors than these. I just am boring and I pick boring colors. This is the most interesting color I've ever picked for a bullet journal. I'm just kind of boring like that. If you are not boring like me and you want a bright pink bullet journal, they have them. Like, I don't know the specific size of these bullet journals, but to give you a little tour of what Michael's bullet journals are like, you got your little page here. You have like a little table of contents page if you want to like number your pages, which I think is super cool. Okay, I barely ever use this because I just don't. I don't know, actually. I'm like organized enough to use it, but I just don't use it because I always just know where I am in my journal. Like, I never really need to jump around in my journal, so I never have used it. But if you want to use it, it's there for you. The pages, they aren't super thick. They're thicker than printer paper, but they're not like as thick as like, say, watercolor paper. Your pens will bleed through. They just will. There's no way around that. My favorite brand of pens, these are Papermate, they still bleed through. What you're gonna wanna do when you start your spread is, instead of just letting them bleed through, say June for example, I have a lot of like pen here and I have a lot of pen here. What I did, I glued 2 pages together. I glued these 2 pages together so they wouldn't bleed through, and I did them accordingly. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do this page, you're gonna skip a page, and then you're gonna do the opposite side here, and then you're just gonna glue those 2 pages together. This journal is so cute. I was a god at spreads. Oh my gosh, I remember I was so upset about this. Never, okay, this is one of my tips. Never freaking do your bullet journal when you have like a cup of tea next to it. I just realized I have a cup of tea next to it. Anyways, September 2023, beautiful, right? Look at that, look at that, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It was beautiful. And then I spilled freaking tea all over it and it made the colors of this bleed everywhere. Don't be clumsy. That's my tip for everything. Just don't be clumsy. And as for supplies, yes, Michael's bullet journals. You can use the Sharpie pens. They're gonna bleed more, but they have a lot more color ranges. Like, for example, this Sharpie pen, fine point ones, just so you know. Papermate pens, specifically the soft felt tip ones, are my favorite highlighters that I use for all my bullet journaling spreads. Stabilo. I actually don't know how to say that. Stabilo. It's probably Stabilo. I feel like they wouldn't name a company Stabilo. It's the one with the little swan on it. You can also use rulers if you want, if the like dots aren't cutting it for you. I hope that this can just like give you some inspo is the main reason I'm doing this, but also just because I want to brag about like the pages that I liked. Here's some of my favorite spreads. I'm just gonna go opening pages. June 2023. August of 2023. Oh, that is beautiful. September 2023 kind of eats. Watch me just show you every single month. Oh, that one is not good. That's cute. That's cute. You can find all of these on Pinterest, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how many of these I made up and how many of these are like available on Pinterest. April. That's cute. That's so cute. This isn't even a spread page, but I want to show it. I'm literally just complimenting myself right now. I don't care. These are all great. Wait, okay, June? Oh my god. Talent. Ooh, I was going places. Like, oh, the rest of these are ugly. Never mind. Ooh, September. That's cute. That's kind of classy. January. February's a little cutie. Those are all of my favorite spreads. I love journaling so much. Genuinely, I feel so bad for everybody who will never like get to experience like that feeling of like going back and looking at your own journals and like seeing how far you've come. If there are any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned something and I hope you start journaling. Okay, bye.